All right. Okay, so thank you so much for having me. My name is Joan. I'm the owner and founder of Florist, a boutique floral studio in Singapore that actually focuses on a lot of workshops, and we do retail bouquets, bespoke, customized bouquets as well. So today I will be sharing a little bit more about how we kind of pivoted a little bit because we always had an online presence, and how we actually kind of prevented ourselves from losing too much business, especially during the circuit breaker period. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen, the presentation slides on my screen. Give me a second, yeah?
Yes, please. And of course, you guys, if you have any questions for Joan at any point in time, just go ahead and hit that Q&A button. Leave her a question, make them as detailed as possible so she can probably understand your perspective better. Joan, I see you are good, ready to go. So whenever you're ready,
great.
You can start.
Okay, so yes, so digitalization and scalability in the COVID era. Let's see how to go. Okay, so like I mentioned, we are Florist, a boutique floral studio that was founded in 2015, and we specialize in floral arrangement workshops and rustic style bespoke bouquets. So I'm just going to jump right into it, talking about the retail landscape in Singapore. Okay, retail has been at the forefront of so many discussions in the news and everything. And that's actually because retail in Singapore actually contributes about 1.4% to the GDP and employs 3% of the country workforce. Actually, it's really significant. And aside from the hospitality industry, traditional retail has been one of the most affected by COVID-19, circuit breaker, everything, with many high-profile closures, such as Robinsons and most recently Nice, the multi-brand store. Okay, so in 2020, retail sales actually fell 15%, with the steepest fall of over 50% in May during the circuit breaker. But despite that, e-commerce actually rose almost 30% in 2020, with the largest increase in food and personal care. Everyone was going online to buy their groceries, and with even the most traditional of sectors such as wet markets and jumping on the online bandwagon. In fact, during circuit breaker, Lazada's grocery platform, RedMart basically, said that it saw more than a 50% increase in overall users. Okay, so as we can see from this, it is actually very, very important to go into the retail space, online retail space. Okay, so on average, the share of digital products in a company's portfolio has actually accelerated by a shocking 7 years. That means what we have planned for 2028 is actually currently being implemented now. Okay, not us personally, but companies in general. Okay, in a survey that was conducted by McKinsey, companies are actually 3 times more likely than before COVID-19 to say that at least 80% of their customers' interaction are digital in nature. This is very in line with the fact that face-to-face interactions are actually dropping at an alarming rate. Okay, so let's just go a little bit more into detail. Just want to share a couple of examples. So before COVID-19, this chocolate brand Lind, I'm sure most of us would have tasted their chocolate before. They're actually really not bad. So they were actually forced to launch an online sale in 5 days, online site in 5 days in their Canada market, because the lockdown in Canada actually happened just before the Easter period. So Easter is actually traditionally one of the biggest festival for people to buy chocolates, and they actually didn't have an online presence. So by starting with a limited number of products, they only started with 40 different varieties. They were actually quickly able to set up an online website in just 5 days. Okay, this actually shows how important and actually how easy it is to set up an online e-commerce enabled website. Okay, so they were able to not miss out on this huge festival. Easter is actually the second most popular festival for buying chocolates other than Valentine's Day, I would suppose. Yeah, so they were able to actually quickly pivot and showcase their chocolate Easter offerings and not miss out on that huge sale. Okay, so let's talk a little bit closer to home. So contactless payments such as Pay Now actually increased by over 200% in 2020. Okay, and QR code payments, everyone is so familiar with QR codes now, they increased close to 300% in 2020. So it is super apparent that digital channels are very, very paramount for growth and absolutely critical, and we definitely need to get onto the digital bandwagon. Okay, this is especially so in such challenging COVID-19, lack of manpower and everything else. So for us, we actually had a multi-channel marketing strategy right from the start. When I started the business in 2015, our website and social media presence were actually at the forefront of our marketing and online strategy, with pop-ups and other trade shows to actually help build our reputation. So the two main channels that we actually work on are our website and our Instagram, our social media Instagram. We are not as active on Facebook as our clientele more geared towards Instagram. So let's start off with the website. So the website actually fulfills three separate functions for us. First and foremost, of course, we understand that customers need a simple and fast-free way to make their purchases, and we very specifically tailored our website to provide a comprehensive customer experience by providing nice photos. People like to see nice photos, proper descriptions with measurements. So we would do, because we're selling flowers, right? So we would actually do one measurement without wrapping and one measurement with wrapping, so that people are really clear about what they're going to get. So a legitimate and well-designed website actually helps put customers' minds at ease, because they know that you're a proper business. You put in the effort to make a proper website, easy for them to navigate. So they will usually be a little bit more comfortable making a purchase on your website. When you have a nice website. So it's also a very convenient channel for us to share information and also place their order without physically coming to our studio. So for us, we actually do not get walk-ins. We get maybe about one walk-in every 2 weeks, because we are on a second floor shop house. So we don't really rely on walk-ins for our orders, and most of our orders are pre-orders via our website. So this also helps us in inventory management. We don't have to keep so many different types of flowers on hand. It reduces wastage. It cuts our costs spectacularly. Okay, so additionally, our website also allows us to share lots of information. So like I mentioned earlier, we do a lot of workshops. So our schedule, ways to how people can register are all on our website. Other services that we provide, subscription, wedding styling, photos of our past portfolio, everything all on our website. So super easy. Whenever anyone comes in with a query, we have everything on hand. Just say, oh, please do refer to our website, and easy for customers to read as well. So another important thing about having a website, maybe not if you're not thinking about e-commerce enabled website, at least a website that you can actually start running SEO campaigns on. Okay, so search engine optimization, very, very important, because that is actually how new customers discover you. Okay, there is, I believe there is actually a session talking about how search engine optimization and search engine management can actually help you get new customers. All right, so you have to have a website in order to actually start any of all these SEO, SEM marketing activities. Okay, lastly, marketing aside, a website actually enabled us to scale our business. We previously used to take orders manually. That means people call in, or people email us, or people WhatsApp us to say, oh, I want to order this bouquet for this date, delivery to this address, etc., etc. We are a very, very lean startup. So we don't actually have the manpower to go into, to have that customer interaction one by one. I mean, it is nice to interact with your customers, but sometimes both parties just want a quick, easy, fast-free way to settle the order, and your website actually helps with that. So you don't have to keep replying to the customer's email. Sometimes order could take 2-3 days to settle, because both parties are actually busy on both sides. Maybe it takes a customer 24 hours to reply to your email asking for their details. And it also helps us to cut down on menial work, such as verifying offline payments. So every time you take an order via WhatsApp or email, you have to get the customer to pay some way. So it's either via Pay Now or PayPal, or sometimes the customer say, oh, I'll come down to your studio to make payment. So a website actually cuts through all that work. All the customer has to do, go on the website, make payment, and order is done. It also helps us ensure that there is no error in the and paste wrongly. So we also send a confirmation email to customers. So sometimes customer, if they call up and say, no, I told you this, you actually got the details wrong, but on a website, when they place their order, everything is keyed in properly by them. So there is actually no issue in terms of like the we said, you said, if in the unfortunate event that something goes wrong with the delivery. So for us, a website is really, really very, very important to our business operations. And yeah, so in this post-COVID era where face-to-face interactions are so limited, have been curtailed so much, and people are so used to the convenience of deliveries, e-commerce enabled website is actually a must-have, I feel, for all businesses that are in the retail sector, especially for legitimacy, for scalability, efficiency, and convenience, all those buzzwords. Okay, so moving on, other than our website, the other most important thing to us is actually our Instagram page. So you know how social media is really pervasive in our everyday life now, and I believe every single one of us have at least bought one product or two, or went to try out something because you have seen it on social media. It could be from a sponsored post, one of those advertisements, could be from an influencer sharing something on YouTube. It could even just be as simple as someone saying like, hey, your friend who posted on Instagram or Facebook saying, oh, I went to this restaurant to eat, it was fantastic. So social media is a monster, it really is. But as business owners, I believe it is something that we can definitely use to our advantage. Okay, so personally for us, social media has two important functions. One will be sponsored content. So sponsored content would be things in terms of things like advertisements as well as influencer content. So to be very frank, I think social media ads have actually revolutionized advertising for businesses. Previously, with only traditional media, you had to go find an advertising company to help you put ads in newspapers, etc. And after social media has become a bit more pervasive, they are actually one of the easiest ways to reach out to your potential clients. Okay, so with investments just starting from as little as a couple of dollars, you no longer need to do complicated brief. You don't need to brief somebody, get a middleman, and wait like 2 months for your advertisement to come out on radio, TV, or newspapers. Okay, so you can see the effect of your adverts almost immediately. I think on Instagram, it takes about an hour to get your ads approved. And usually about 24 hours after that, you start seeing customers being directed to whatever it is that you wanted to direct them to. Okay, so Instagram ads are very, very important. The other way that we actually use social media, Instagram, would be via influencers. So personally, I feel that influencers are another a slightly more palatable way to actually bring your products to the customers. Okay, I mean, not all of us probably would have swiped away from like sponsored post content, like you're looking at IG story and then like, okay, crap, another advertisement, you just swipe it away. Generally, when there is an influencer that actually talks about your product, whether be it on a barter trade, like you give them a product and they just talk about it, or if you pay them to do it, usually the response I find is a little bit better. So by actually leveraging ads and influencers effectively, social media could actually be the marketing tool that you need to bring your business to the next level. Especially currently, people are starting to stop the work from home arrangement and they are starting to go back to your office, which means they have that commute going back and forth from work when people usually use to catch up on their social media. So it is actually quite important to leverage on social media, particularly in this whole post-COVID era. Okay, other than being a marketing tool, Facebook and Instagram actually have made it a lot easier in recent months for businesses to use their platform to take in orders. Okay, so you can actually see on the slides that of our Instagram profile that customers can now easily just click on a photo. Okay, you can just, as long as you tag your photo, the product in the photo that you have posted on your profile, customers can click on it, click on the tag, and immediately they will be directed to your shop or the product page where they can just place an order immediately without even going to your website or anything. So they can also, by clicking on the product, they can also actually choose to go into your online catalog where they can also place their purchase via Instagram. So given that social media has gained so much momentum as our platform of choice when it comes to consuming news and gossip and everything, Instagram, TikTok, Telegram, YouTube is actually imperative when it comes to building both your brand and reputation, and even efficiency in business operations and
Joan, are you still there with us? I think we might have gotten disconnected. So you guys, let's just hang on for a little bit, see if she can still come back through. I am not getting anything from my end. What about you guys? I think we do have some technical difficulties here. Apologies for that, you guys. These things do happen. So let's see. Oh, there we go. So she has been disconnected. All right, that's fine. So let's hang out for a little bit while we wait for her to come back in, you guys. Once again, if you have any questions for her presentation so far, if you have been to her Instagram and you have checked out her page, or you'd like to know a little bit more about how she runs her business thus far of her presentation, just go ahead and click that Q&A button. You can ask her any question, any point in time. So yeah, make them as detailed as you like, Okay, she's coming back in. We just got word. So great. It's almost lunchtime, you guys. I know some of you might be feeling a little bit famished right now. I know I am. So let's just hang in there. Let's listen to what Joan has to say, and hopefully we can wrap things up in time for lunch. Let's just give her a couple more seconds here. In the meantime, you guys, I think if you have any other feedback for us on how we can improve your experience here with us at the SMA Digital Fest 2021, do let us know. Just type it in the chat box. We will be pasting a link, and we'll also be showing you a slide with a QR code, so you can scan that and fill up our feedback form. And I think that'll be absolutely wonderful, because at the end of the day, it's what you guys tell us, what you think we can do better that really makes us better as a company, and that way we can create better events for you guys. So that you can see in the chat box, we have our link right now. So go ahead and click that. Okay, she's back. Hello. And we also have our QR code on screen. We'll flash that for you right before lunch.
Sure. So sorry about that. I think there was a problem with my internet connection.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us. Don't worry about it.
All right. Let me just do a full slideshow. Okay. So just nearing the end of my presentation. So as I was saying, floral arrangement workshops are actually a huge part of our business. And we had to actually find new ways to revolutionize this part. We run classes almost daily, and when the circuit breaker was announced in April, we had to immediately shut down that part of our business, which contributed more than 50% of our revenue. Okay, so what actually helped us pivot during the circuit breaker was our online workshop and post that DIY kits as well. So when COVID-19 actually started becoming a concern in early 2020, we started toying with the idea of pre-recording some of our more popular workshops and accompanying that with a DIY kit that we could actually sell to customers for them to do up their own floral arrangement in the comfort of their own homes. Okay, this was definitely a stroke of luck for us, as we managed to do up a video for like an online tutorial for one of our most popular workshops, the bell jar. You can see on screen. That's actually a screen capture of our video, and this product actually became one of our best sellers during circuit breaker, probably because everyone was a little bit bored at home looking for some new stuff to do. And in fact, this online tutorial actually brought us even more business post-COVID. So we have many customers who previously purchased this online workshop coming for our classes after we could resume them after the circuit breaker. Okay, so fast forward to October 2020, when we were starting to plan for our Christmas festive period. So in previous years, we always do a lot of Christmas wreath workshops. I mean, it's festive. Everyone loves doing up their own decor for their home. So they are like super popular. So, but this year, because in November, December, phase 2 was still in effect, which means that we could only do a maximum of 5 packs per workshop session, which does not make any sense to us in terms of revenue generation as well as efficiency. So we can't be, doing a 5 packs workshop each time, because the manpower required would mean that we have to scale the number of sessions that we needed to conduct. So thinking back, with the success of our pre-recorded workshops, we decided to try something interesting. We wanted to do something, a DIY kit, but this time without even a pre-recorded video. So what we did was we came out with a DIY guide, step-by-step guide that customers could follow to create their own Christmas wreath in the comfort of their own homes. Of course, we would send them all the materials and tools that they needed. And another really lucky thing for us was that people started sharing all these items that they created on their own on social media. So it kind of started a whole organic marketing campaign for us, and we actually sold out of all these DIY kits in record time. Okay, so just wanted to add on a very quick note. You can see that there's a QR code on this little brochure that I put there. So instead of printing out our guide, we actually hosted the guide online. And then what we did was just to print out this little card with the QR code that customers could just scan with their phone and access it. So, and this is definitely only possible because of, safe entry. Everyone knows how to use the QR code now. So I would say 1 year ago, this is not even going to be possible. Okay, so very evidently, digital solutions actually enabled us to help us scale our business in this workshop DIY kind of space, because even without COVID, I don't think we could have reached out to that many people if we were just doing normal face-to-face physical workshops. Okay, so just to quote Jeff Bezos to finish off, in today's era of volatility, there's really no other way but to reinvent. The only sustainable advantage we have as small businesses is definitely agility. So it took a pandemic to force large brands like Lind and Takashimaya to go online. For smaller businesses like us, we really don't have such luxury, and we really do need to embrace technology in order to ensure the future survival and growth of our companies. Thank you very much.
All right, a job well done, Joan. Let's give her a round of applause in the chat. Thank you so much for the presentation. Of course, if you have questions for Joan regarding her presentation, just go ahead and leave that in the Q&A right now. We'll chat for a little bit, give them maybe about, I think, 1 to 2 minutes to type in their questions, if they have any. So Joan, can you tell us, the plans for Flurries, maybe in the next 1 year? Because I dare not say 3 or 5 years, because at this point, it's just so unpredictable. So maybe over the next 12 months.
So with the success of all our online workshops, we are actually coming up with like a subscription service where we just want to kind of sign up new customers. It's going to be like a peripheral service to our physical workshop. We have a portal. We are building a portal where we have short online courses and longer ones. So for people who come for our classes, they will have full access to all these online courses. And people who don't come to our courses, they will also have access if they subscribe to it. So,
and so when you were saying?
Yeah, so so basically we kind of want to work a little bit on a subscription model where people can, for a low fee per month, we'll release new classes, new videos, and also we will provide like a kit subscription service. So like if you go online, you see our video and say, oh, I really want to learn how to make this bouquet, then you can just reach out to us very simply, again, through our website, and we will place your order and we will send you a kit to make up everything that includes all the materials you need in order to finish, to do up your entire arrangement.
So it's kind of like a masterclass that you guys are planning for the future,
yes.
And that's a wonderful thing. But on the flip side of that, are you afraid at any point in time that maybe your customers might become your competitors at some point? Is there a fear?
That's definitely a real fear, because a lot of our students, our participants that come for our workshops, they actually do start up their own businesses, but because our focus, a lot of our focus actually on education, so on the workshops and everything. So while there is an impact on our retail side, we are trying to build more of a reputation as a school. So not that bad, yeah.
Okay, that's good to know because this is something we always ask our speakers to come in. Like when you're so comfortable sharing that kind of information, I'm pretty sure that some people will have that fear that one day their students will overtake them. But I think at the end of the day, if you are genuine in sharing that knowledge, there's really nothing to be afraid about,
Yep.
per se.
Yep.
So I think
friendly competition is always welcome.
I think it's healthy also to some point, because like
Yes.
if you don't have anything to challenge you, how are you gonna grow and stay original in some sense?
Yep.
So yeah, I don't think we have any questions coming in, but if we do, how can we get in touch with you?
You can basically reach us via email. You can reach us at hello@fioris.sg or via any of our website has a contact form, and you can reach us on Instagram as well. Our handle is @fioris.sg.
All right, super cool. Joan, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for being a part of the SME Digital Fest 2021. I wish you all the best going forward, and thank you so much for everything that you've brought to the table today. We do have a full day later on after lunch, so if you feel like coming back after lunch, you're more than welcome to as well.
All right, thank you, Laureen. Thank you so much.
All right, bye, Joan. I'll see you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.